Hello, and welcome back to How to Learn a Language. Today, as part of our week-long mini-series, Grace and Space is for ... We're going to be talking about grace and space being for those who've hit a plateau and don't know how to move forward. If you're ready to go, you can get your ticket right now at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/grace and space. This is the biggest Grace and Space event ever. We've got multiple live sessions a day. There's taught trainings, there's Q&A, there's co-study, there's hot seat coaching and more. It's so good. Those taught sessions, we're like digging into some really juicy topics this year. We've got grammar, motivation, plateaus. In fact, there is a whole session on plateaus and emotions as well. It's going to be so good. You're going to want to be there. Tickets, lindsaydoeslanguages.com/grace and space, or the link in the description, and I'll share a little bit more at the end as well. So then, you've hit a plateau. You don't really know what to do next. It feels kind of like, oh, this is it. Understandable. Much like I said on Monday in our first episode, where there were these different phases of language learning, right? We talked about speedy gains and steady growth. You can listen back to that if you want to hear about that. But essentially, it's a similar thing here in the sense that plateaus are a really normal stage of language learning. So many learners just assume that plateaus mean they've failed or they've reached their limit, right? This is as far as I go with this language. For me, this is my limit. But no, because in reality, plateaus are just this natural result of learning. Progress is just going to slow down because you've already covered the basics. When you started this language on day one, the first word you learned, you knew 100% more than the day before, right? You went from 0 to 1 word. You then learn your second and your third and your fourth and your fifth word. And gradually that percentage of new knowledge decreases. And so with that, your line of speedy gainsness also starts to flatten out. And that's not a bad thing. That's just how it works, just completely natural. So we need to really reframe the plateau as a sign of growth, right? You've built this strong foundation now. You've got that. You just need to change the way that you feel about where you're at right now. You want to be expecting slower gains and not mistaking that steady progress for zero progress. So it's just a bit of a reframe in the way that we think about it. It's not something that is bad or a reflection on you doing something wrong or being bad at learning or anything like that. It's just a completely normal stage of language learning. Second thing I want to share with you, if this is you, and I know this is never the fun answer, but I am very much all about being honest with you and giving you the kind of unsexy truth when it's necessary. And this is one of them. The only way out of a plateau is to keep going. There's no shortcut. Consistency is what's going to carry you beyond the plateau, right? But just hearing just keep going. I know it feels really boring. It's very unsatisfying. And that is why so many people quit at this stage. So what can we do with that advice? If that's the answer, how do we make this work? We want to be thinking of ways to weave the language into your life even more. So podcast on your commute, journaling, just short speaking practice, things that you can just do easily without overloading yourself. You can keep that momentum going. You can keep that practice going as well. In particular, the output, not just input. That's something really key. And we're going to have a whole talk session at Grace and Space on this topic. It's called Overcome Plateaus Without Giving Up or Burning Out. You're going to want to be there because I know that keep going really sucks. You don't want to hear that. You want there to be some magical answer. And when we dig into it a bit more, you will see that there is no magic answer, but there's more that we can understand. There's more that we can know about this and kind of take from keep going. And it becomes easier and we know all of that stuff. That's what we're going to be talking about. The third thing that I want you to know, if this is you, is that motivation is often like the fuel that makes keep going possible. So if we think of consistency, right? I said, the only way out of a plateau is to keep going. You need to be consistent. If we think of consistency as you chugging along in your car, we need fuel for that car to keep chugging along. And that's where motivation is coming in. Because without it, you're going to stall, and you're done, right? So we need to find like what motivates you consistently. We need to find new ways to motivate you as well. Like joining something like Grace and Space is a great way to do that, to get that little burst of like, okay, I'm committing to something new. I'm going to show up, I'm going to try it, I'm going to see how this goes, right? Taking on like a playful challenge with yourself, even just signing up for like a challenge on a language app, that sort of thing can help with that sort of short term, that new motivation. Just reviewing how far you've come as well, like looking back to the first page of your language notebook, or, listening in to the first recording that you ever did in that language, and you recognize all your mistakes, and you can hear like, wow, I was really slow and unsure, and now that's easy for me, that stuff, right? That can be a huge motivation too. So making sure that you are building something, you are creating a system for learning languages that is keeping you inspired when the progress does feel invisible. And actually, we do have a session at Grace and Space on motivation specifically. This one is going to be called Get Motivated, Stay Motivated Without Extra Pressure. Because I know motivation is one of those topics that often gets highly pressurized and like, this is what you need to do. And then you're like, I'm not doing it. Pressure, right? So that's the vibe. That's what we're going to be talking about. There are two of our key topics that will be happening, two of our taught sessions, one on plateaus, one on motivation. If you're feeling that you've hit a plateau right now and you're not sure how to move forward, you need to be there, right? It's going to be happening at Grace and Space, 25th to the 28th of September. If you can't join live, you do also get 2 weeks of replay access as well, which is worth knowing in case you will be busy on those days. And every day there's going to be a new taught workshop. We have 4 taught workshops throughout the event. So this isn't like a massive overwhelm of like 50 sessions and you're going to learn multiple new things in each of them. No, 4 taught sessions, but then we have multiple live sessions that are optional, but recommended to hop in when you can, because they're going to be a lot of fun. We've got co-study, we've got Q&A, we've got hot seat coaching. All of this stuff is going to be really good. Plus, you get the chance to join Language Life with a very special bonus package through your Grace and Space tickets. Tickets are just $50. You can get them right now at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/grace and space. And if you're listening in the future, you can sign up to my email list for updates on future events and get yourself access to my free ultimate language resource list at lindsaydoeslanguages.com/list. If this episode has sparked a little something for you, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know at lindsay@doeslanguages.com. Share this episode with a friend who is in a similar boat, and I'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye.